Hello, this is Red Cardinal Patriot back with another video. Today discussing over the commentary of Kyler Murray's 2020 to 21 fucking highlights. So I'm going to be commentating over this, basically making my point as to why watching football is not a cope, or at the very least is not as bad as people say it is, okay? This is going to be my Cardinals defense dissertation as well as the anti-sports ball dissertation, okay? And don't even get me started on the new season because the Cardinals are kicking ass 5-0, baby. Anyways, there's a lot of wingnuts on the internet, Twitter, anywhere, really, 4chan, anywhere. And they're talking about, oh, why do people care about football? Blah, 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 blah. How are you going to save the white race with football? Shut the fuck up, you wigger. Okay, seriously, I cannot take your shit. These white people who are incels, not to use that as an insult, but no, seriously though, like these people who don't have shit going on are like, oh, how are you going to save America? How are you going to save the white race? First of all, I don't want to save the white race. That's not my problem, okay? And second of all, save America? Really? I cannot have a fucking pastime. I cannot have a hobby, right? Oh, you like fishing, bro? How are you going to save America, bro? Shut up. And then these people saying, anime's kind of trad, bro. Anime's kind of based. No, it isn't. And even if it is, seriously, oh, how's it going to save America, bro? Exactly. My point proven. Okay, so people saying you're wasting time on sports, most of the time that you're spending on sports wouldn't be spent on something more useful than sports. You'd be like, what would you be doing at that point? Playing fucking mini golf or something? Alright, so shut up. And a lot of people, instead of watching sports, will be going to a bar and drink and then do something completely stupid like eating peanuts or some shit. And how is that any better? And in fact, a lot of people that drink at the bar just watch the game at the same time because why not? So again, a lot of people saying you're wasting a lot of time watching sports is kind of baloney. And having it as a national pastime, if anything, just keeps people somewhat bonded together. So I don't see why people are complaining about that. Granted, it's not everybody in the right wing that complains about sports, but a lot of people do, and it's very annoying. A lot of out of shape people too tend to bitch about it, and I see a correlation. But anyway. A lot of people are also criticizing people like Red Pill Gaming, Red Pill Faggot. He's over here saying, rap music is degenerate, it's black music. Oh, you're into sports dominated by black people, it's degenerate. And he says that about the Graper Generals. And I gotta tell you this, nobody gives a shit. Because why? Well, so what? If most of the team is black, maybe they're just good at playing the game. Who really cares? And so far as, you're just promulgating this degenerate culture. What? By listening to rap music? By rocking the suburbs? By watching a sports game? Is that really going to change the paradigm to the left's favor? Are you kidding me? The left just wants you submissive to control you, to take over the country. Really? Through sports? Something as manly as football is going to control people? No, it isn't. They're going to control you through other ways. If you're watching James Charles, if you're watching queers on the internet putting on makeup, yes, obviously you're getting controlled, right? If you're unironically still watching H3 in 2021, then you're being controlled by the governments. But football, no. And baseball, I don't know. I don't look into that other stuff. But ultimately, I don't think football is being controlled by the left too much. Again, I do think that there is some stuff that is kind of cringe. We do have the the freak accident where you do have people kneeling, and that is annoying. But ultimately, that is just woke corporate stuff that in general is kind of meh. And like you just saw on the screen, there was an American flag that didn't necessarily have to be there. But the fact that it's there kind of shows a soft patriotism that is exhibited by masculine sports, which is something that you don't see in a lot of other hobbies and interests nowadays. And also, part of the reason why I started getting into football this year is because of where I work and just dealing with other normies. I get asked about football all the time, and they also say it with such conviction. They just assume, oh, you're an adult man, you are above the age of 10 years old, you must know about football. And I gotta, so I gotta be able to answer. I gotta be able to formulate small talk. Part of the reason why I watch movies that are coming out is so that I have stuff to talk about to normal people, and part of that is also football, which is of interest to most men. And the fact is that even a lot of people that know about football aren't interested in it but keep facades with other people just shows how important it is to the fabric of society to keep it together. Is that you have a lot of things that people see that are the same thing, so people have stuff in common to talk about and relate over, which is good for the cohesion of American culture. So for example, not to get too esoteric, but ultimately when you remember as a kid, you go to school and you talk about, okay, we saw this thing, did you see this movie, did you see this show finale, Okay, when I was in elementary school, we talked about The Walking Dead. In middle school, stuff like that. So it depends on your friend group. But a lot of adult men, over the age of 20, are really interested into football, especially if you're in a college fraternity and all that. And sports play a big part into your culture. High school football, very big, depending on the high school, obviously how small the town is, etc. So again, the sports are very vital to the social cohesion. For people to just shit on it because, oh, well, what are you doing productive by tossing the ball over? You can say that about literally everything that isn't explicitly like roofing, construction. Oh, you're just programming stuff. How useful is programming a diet program? Not very useful, right? No, shut the fuck up. Exactly. So the point is that you honestly shitting on sports is kind of a cope in and of itself, because the vast majority of people that shit on sports as a waste of time and as a leftist controlled institution simply don't get it because they're losers, or two, are even worse off because they're probably watching anime, and the people that watch anime unironically are doing certain stuff in their mom's basement that we don't want to talk about on the show, but that is that channel. Anyways, now on to the next thing. I think I got sidetracked by my own rant earlier on when I was talking about the animes I used to watch. So of course we were watching Dragon Ball Z as kids. A lot of us did. I don't think that counts. I treated that as a cartoon. I watched Invincible as of this year, which is an Americanized anime, I guess, or cartoon, but it's adult, and I wouldn't count that as an anime really, because I think anime is in like Japanese stuff, like schoolgirl stuff, Naruto stuff that's very Asianish, and that's a fetish of white guys on the internet, incels and wingnuts. And honestly, I just don't have any respect for it. I don't have any time for it. I don't want to hear trade politics justify why anime girls are trad. Shut the fuck up, dude. It makes no sense. And people are over here hating on sports. Come on. Big batch of pussies, in my opinion, okay? Sports stays vindicated. These people can just cannot hop off of my dick faster. These people need to fuck off. I don't see why there's so much hate for something that is so trivial as sports. Okay? And again, virtually every single person that criticizes it is not an athletic person. It is not somebody who's cool. Okay? So when we're talking about who the enemies are of a position, you know what the validity of their argument is really about. Okay? So if Vaush is going to say, the nuclear family isn't any good, well, I'm going to look at you, Vaush, and I'm going to say, you know what? You're dysgenic. You look fucking weird. Your ears are weird. Your beard is weird. You got a man bun, okay? And you want to ban guns. You're cringe. I don't want to listen to your shit, okay? So keep that in mind next time somebody complains about sports. And people might say, oh, you're insecure about it. No, I'm not. I'm making this video because I want to branch out from the political content because, to be completely honest, I'm getting burnt out by politics. I don't find it as interesting as I used to. And I think that is in part because I overstimulated myself with it during the election and all that. As of the last year, so I'm kind of like edging off of it or easing off of it, and obviously the politics of today are very boring compared to what is now known as really this is just 2014 again, and not that I was old enough to remember that, but I do remember vaguely 2015, and I do remember how boring it was under Obama with the Republicans in control and stopping his agenda. And we're basically regressing back to that point with the occasional Trump flare-up. That's about it. And I don't honestly seek that much enjoyment from it. I don't think it's that fun anymore. And instead of just doubling down on it, I'm going to slow down. Okay, so to continue with the rant, the politics has been slowing down because the intensity of it is not there. It is not as stimulating as it was before. And I don't honestly see it as a thing that I can invest too much more time into before I get burnt out and then just quit it altogether. So I don't want to pull a DC on that. No offense, good friend of mine. Anyways, my point is still that it still stands that we are dealing with more boring time. So we are looking increasingly into copes. So we're looking at sports. We are looking at rap. We are looking at current events. We are looking at other shit that is not explicitly politics related, because again, we need to branch out the content on the channel to increase viability and to tread water going forward. So this is why I'm recording this video. Again, I've been getting bored of politics as it is now. The consensus is pretty gay. I don't really find too much enjoyment off of reading political articles as I used to several months ago, and because of that, I'm going to be slowing down on those type of videos because I don't see that much of a point. Now, again, I'm going to flare that back up. In less than a month, I'm pretty sure there's going to be 2 elections, one in New Jersey, which is pretty irrelevant because we know who's going to win that one, and a much more competitive election going on in Virginia between Glenn Youngkin and Terry McAuliffe. And obviously, I'm going to post about that, near Halloween and the subsequent week before the election, and I might even bet money on that. So bet money on that. Maybe that'll make it more fun, and we'll see what happens there. But insofar as the original topic of the video is concerned, I like football. Starting, as of recently, I've always been watching it a little bit, but I never really looked into it until now. So now I know like the names of a lot of players that I didn't know before and all that. So because of that, I'm going to be maybe making more NFL related videos. Fuck it, I might even talk about Madden 12, which is one of the greatest games ever. And we're going to keep going from there. Comment down below whether or not you're interested in me uploading NFL content. What did you think of the video specifically? And tell me whether or not you're into sports in general, and whether or not it's a political cope and all that bullshit. But as of right now, I am pro football, NFL. It is Yoba. It is awesome. And, I'm going to overlook the leftist part of it because I don't think it's that big of a deal or part of it. So anyways, guys, I'm just going to leave you with the message of Cardinals are 5-0. Suck on that dick. Ha 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 ha. We're winning, and Lions still suck. They're still sucking. This year, last year, the year before, the last 20 years, they've been awful. Anyways, this is Red Cardinal Gaming out.